from Washington, this is VOA News. U.S. military aircraft challenge China's air defense zone. Thai protesters call for continued action. I'm Ray Kouguell reporting from Washington. The United States says it flew 2 military aircraft over a disputed area of the East China Sea without notifying China. This is the first direct challenge to Beijing's bid to create an air defense notification zone. At the Pentagon, officials say B-52 bombers took part in regular exercises over disputed islands on Monday. There's been no reaction from Beijing. The move follows earlier U.S. announcements that its military aircraft would not identify themselves according to the new Chinese rules. China sent its only aircraft carrier on a training mission in the South China Sea, where Beijing is engaged in tense territorial disputes with several of its neighbors. Chinese naval officials describe the carrier's mission as routine, saying it'll conduct scientific research, tests, and military drills. Many of China's neighbors accuse it of being more aggressive in recent years in defending maritime claims in the South China Sea. Beijing has overlapping territorial claims with Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei. The leader of Thailand's anti-government protests is calling on supporters to take over more government buildings across the country Wednesday in an escalation of efforts to oust the prime minister. Opposition-led protesters expanded their bid to occupy or shut down key state buildings in Bangkok Tuesday, with rallies targeting 4 more government ministries. 3.4 million people remain displaced since Typhoon Haiyan struck the Philippines more than 2 weeks ago. Long-term recovery will be taking time, but in the short term, authorities are now building temporary housing. Simone Orendine has details.
Officials say the worst-hit provinces of Leyte and Samar are showing signs of recovery. They note that banks are reopening, small markets are in business, and in some places, more than 3/4 of the debris that clogged the streets has been removed. This has opened up roads to transportation services. But Super Typhoon Haiyan obliterated and destroyed more than 1 million houses, and presidential spokesman Sonny Coloma says providing housing is a priority. Simone Orendine for VOA News, Manila.
In Burma, authorities say they have charged 93 people in connection with last month's sectarian violence in the western town of Tandwe, leaving at least 7 people dead and dozens of homes burned down. The charges, officials say, range from assault to arson and supporting the violence between Buddhists and Muslims. The commander of the rebel Free Syrian Army says his group will not participate in a peace conference scheduled for January in Geneva and intends to pursue its fight to topple President Bashar al-Assad, regardless. General Salim Idris told Al Jazeera Television that conditions are not suitable for running the Geneva II talks and that the Free Syrian Army will, in his words, not stop combat at all during the Geneva Conference or after it. The World Health Organization says it's confirmed 2 new cases of polio in Syria. The virus infected a child in rural Damascus and another in the northern city of Aleppo. An outbreak of 15 cases was found in northeastern Syria last month, prompting the largest ever polio immunization campaign in the region. India Tuesday marked the 5th anniversary of the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks that left 166 people dead. Angela Pastricha has more.
At a memorial in South Mumbai, Maharashtra Chief Minister Prithviraj Chavan and other leaders paid homage and laid floral tributes to the men and women who fell victim to the 10 terrorists who sneaked into Mumbai in a fishing trawler 5 years ago. The city had reeled under the sound of gunshots for 60 hours as they assaulted multiple targets: two five-star hotels, a popular cafe, a rail station, and a Jewish center. As that trauma recedes, Mumbai went about business as usual on Tuesday. Anjana Pastricha for VOA News, New Delhi.
Ukraine President Viktor Yanukovych will attend this week's summit with the European Union, despite his government's last-minute decision not to sign a landmark trade agreement with the EU in favor of increasing ties with Russia. European Union leaders have accused Russia of exerting political and economic pressure on Ukraine to delay the signing of the political and trade agreement. I'm Ray Kouguell, VOA News. Details on these and other stories on our website on the internet at voanews.com.